Hello Bitsbrood, this is Craig from Bitsbox.co.uk here, and this video is just like a little recap of the year for ourselves, Bitsbox, 2024, because it's been one hell of a year. There's some positives and some negatives, and yeah, lots changed in the last 12 months for us as a business. And yeah, some of you might not care less. I'm sure a lot of you just couldn't care less. But for few of you who are loyal customers or like the business, or just plain nosy, then yeah, this video is for you. And yeah, it's interesting. I always like to see the ins and outs of stuff, but then I fall into that category of being just nosy. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be a nice, quick, easy little video to make. There's a lot to talk about, and I quite like to be transparent as well when it comes to running a business. So yeah, that's what we're doing right here. I've got some notes of things to talk about, and straight off the bat, we're going to talk about that we have a new website and the new YouTube channel as well, which we sort of did at the same time. So yeah, the website took about 3 months to make, so I think we started building that in February last year. I went around a few different providers. We're very close to going with Shopify actually. But once you start adding little things onto Shopify, they get very expensive. A lot of things have monthly costs. The system that we use to email people when bits are back in stock, that didn't cost us anything to do on Earth Commerce. It doesn't cost us anything to do on the platform we use now. But it was like almost $70 a month on Shopify or something stupid like that, just to email people when stuff is back in stock. So yeah, that sort of put us off for most. There's a lot of good stuff about Shopify, and you can like trial them for like $1, which is what we did. And yeah, it became apparent quite quickly as soon as we started adding on all the little features we wanted. It got very expensive. Not to say the platform we use now is not cheap, but certainly cheaper than Shopify. So what we use is a service called ShopWired. They're essentially a UK Shopify, basically. They're a very similar company. They don't have as many add-ons as Shopify. Shopify just has so many add-ons. Like I say, it gets quite expensive when you start using them all. And we're very restricted with some of the ones we've got. There are some features that we would like that we don't have, but all the basic stuff, all the main stuff is there. And yeah, their support has been brilliant. They're in no way sponsoring us or anything like that, but I will shill for them a little bit because they have been fantastic. And the communication's really good, and anything we've wanted. We have had to pay for some features on our website, but they've always been like one-off flat fees and no hidden monthly costs, which has been great. So yeah, I don't know how much we spent in total on the new website, but it really wasn't half as much as what we would have been paying if we went with Shopify. So I was not to say Shopify bad, but for what we needed, it just got quite expensive. I'm sure for a lot of people, it's probably a really good option, but just not suitable for us. And yeah, so 3 months it took us. I had to manually upload about 15,000 images, which was oh boy, I had some days. I tell you, I had some days when you're just staring at a screen. Like, I was literally making myself physically and mentally ill some days, just mind-numbingly putting these images up, and that's around trying to run the business as normal as well. We stock checked every single item as well. Well, I say 15,000. There was like some of the 3D printed resin stuff is obviously not kept in stock. It's all just printed on demand, but still over 10,000 products were stock checked. Still doesn't help too much. There's always the odd part where they're just not there, or there's not enough quantity there. I don't know what happens there. But we are using tiny little bits, so they do go AWOL sometimes. But that's not happen very often, and certainly a lot less since we've done a big old stock check as well. So yeah, we were doing that over 3 months. Whole team worked really hard to do that. Some of our existing images we improved upon as well, and we're still, even to this day, we've taken a lot of the images, some of our old images, to try and get as nice looking product images as possible. We try and pride ourselves on that. And yeah, shout out to Katie who does all our photography for us. She's absolutely smashing it. We use a little bit of AI software through PhotoRoom, and use Adobe Photoshop as well, which do help. I say AI, it's not really AI, it just removes the background for you. I don't know if they could class that as AI really, but they do. But yeah, we try and pride ourselves on trying to have the best sort of looking product images out there, because it's not really a lengthy or difficult process. But yeah, we try and make it all look as nice as possible. The new website is far more mobile friendly, far more up to date. It's so much better for us that yeah, there's so many things are just quicker for us to do. Like, we can print out invoices a lot quicker. We had to just literally do them one by one on the old system, which, yeah, I know, crazy. Whereas now we have a whole PDF document of all the invoices we've got printed, just send it to a printer. Just little things like that. Little features where your order comments will actually appear on your invoices now. We couldn't even do that on the old version of OS Commerce, and we were using OS Commerce 3 point something or other, which was from about 2004, so we're using really old software. But that's what we used when we first started, and we had no money. So, and it served us well. And I was close to going on to OS Commerce 4, but that would have been a lot of work. And yeah, and also with this new software as well, it's so much easier to upload just new products. And again, we had to do all that manually one by one on OS Commerce, whereas now we can put everything into an Excel spreadsheet and just upload it. So it didn't actually take too long to get the products onto the site. It was just them manually having to put each image on there. So yeah, and then at the same time I decided to redo our YouTube channel. So I've done a whole video on this, but the gist of it is essentially that our old YouTube channel, we had a lot of subscribers from when we done Halo Fleet Battles, and I could never get it to link correctly with AdWords, so we couldn't promote any videos on there, which is something I've been doing a little bit on here. You'll notice that some videos have significantly, some have a fair more views than others, because we just promote them a bit. We don't spend a lot of money on them, but we're just trying to build this channel up. I'd have liked to have got to about 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're not far off as I film this, so that's pretty cool. This is just an addition to a website, though. YouTube's not a money maker or anything like that. Even the old channel barely made about £30 a month or something, even with our 13,000 subscribers. So it just wasn't. It's not a money making thing for us. But I like to make videos. I enjoy doing it. And again, I like to be sort of transparent when it comes to the business as well. And who knows, maybe one day it will take off a bit more. But you know, we make our money through selling bits, so we don't have to worry about whether this is a success or not. It's just something I enjoy doing. Okay, so that launched in about end of May, June, and then yeah, things have been pretty cool till then, up until sort of recently, when the GPSR rules and regulations came into effect in the EU. To be honest, this is something that I'd heard about, but wasn't really too knowledgeable on, right up until like about a month before it's coming into place. And we've had so many issues shipping to the EU anyway. Ever since Brexit, it's been a bit of a pain in the backside. Some people get charged import duties, some people don't. Some people get charged import duties and then they're not told about them, and then their order just gets sent back. We've had orders, we've sent some tracked where the person hasn't been in, and then the order just gets sent straight back to us, which is absolutely bonkers. So considering how much we have to spend to get these orders across and how much our customers spend in shipping for that, it's just all been a nightmare. And I'd say maybe about 1 in every 50 EU orders was just being returned to us for whatever reason. Maybe even more than that. Definitely 1 in 50, maybe even 1 in 40 or 30. Every week there'd just be the odd 1 or 2 just come back. And yeah, that was really annoying. We've had to refund a fair amount of them. And yeah, I'll also try and resend some of them. And it has been a nightmare, it's been a pain, and shipping prices have just skyrocketed as well. So yeah, that's not great, and in a way I'm kind of relieved in a way that we haven't got to deal with that now, but I do feel really bad for some of our EU customers, because we've had some really, really good loyal EU customers who now just can't buy bits from us at all, and that just really sucks. But there's nothing we can really do about it. And if you're not aware of these measures, essentially, it's all about sort of safety regulations where you have to send stuff with their original manuals, instructions, with all the safety regulations on. Obviously, a business of ours cannot do that. It's impossible. And, logical people will think, well, surely that don't apply to the second-hand market. How does that work? Apparently it does, and a lot of eBay sellers and Etsy sellers have been very, very annoyed about that. And, a lot of eBay sellers have just stopped shipping internationally entirely. You can Google this and find a lot of angry people. Who knows whether it'll be a permanent thing. And that's not even the only part of it as well. You also need to have someone in the EU who you have to pay hundreds of pounds at least to be a sort of representative within the EU. That's something which obviously if it wasn't for Brexit we wouldn't have to worry about, but I don't know, it's just still a bit weird. So it just, even if we could do it, it would cost us an absolute fortune. And again, there's businesses who can provide all the safety manuals who just aren't shipping to Europe because of the other reason, because they can't afford to hire people to be their representative. So yeah, it's all a bit bonkers. So something else which we haven't shared publicly or anything like that is that we've had a little bit of an issue with our VAT. So for those of you outside the UK, you might not know what it is anyway. It's value-added tax. Every time you sell something, you have to add 20% on as tax. And then when you buy something that has a 20% added on as tax, then you can claim that back, but you have to pay for 20% to the government. Does that make sense? Anyway, for years we were on a flat rate scheme where basically about 7.5% of our turnover just was paid in VAT. It's still pretty shit, really, isn't it? But that wasn't too bad. And then we've, within the last 18 or even 2 years it's come up to now, we've had to go to the standard rate because our turnover's too high to be on a flat rate. There's only a limit to how much you can turn over on that flat rate scheme, which is fairly low, really. So yeah, we're well over that threshold now. So we're on the standard scheme, which requires a lot more accounting, and we were using Sage software for a while. And yeah, let me tell you, if you think they're running a business in the UK, don't ever go with Sage because they're a bit shit. Their payroll software is really good, but the accounting thing, we never got it really working very well, and that was certainly made clear by our accountant, who noticed that it was claiming back VAT it shouldn't have been. I don't know why. Everything's meant to be sort of automated, but it really wasn't. It's a bit confusing, but it doesn't really matter. So essentially what happened is over a course of 18 months we ended up owing a bit extra VAT. It wasn't a lot, to be fair. It wasn't, considering it was stretched over an 18-month period, it wasn't really much at all. But it was extra. It was an extra chunk of money just going. And obviously I sort of run the business knowing how much roughly that we're spending in here, how much we spend on stock, how much we spend on postage, how much we spend on VAT, how much we spend on tax, and suddenly what we spend on VAT is higher than what I've sort of budgeted for. So yeah, we've had to not tighten our belts, but we have had to now start raising our prices up a little bit. I haven't been vocal about that, and because it's not across the board at all, it's mostly like the most popular items will go up a little bit, and like we're talking 20p here, 10p there. For really expensive pieces, maybe as much as £1, and like these are tiny little amounts, and every time I do it I feel super guilty. Like if I raise the price of something by like 10p or 20p, that's like a huge deal for me, sort of mentally. I don't know why, because it's hardly anything, but they all add up, and that's good for us. But yeah, so hopefully financially we'll be okay. We're not struggling by any means, but I do need to keep a sort of sharper eye on our finances maybe, but I think we'll be alright. And of course a big reason for that is our customers, who have been amazing since the new website's been launched. and we've been doing really well in sales. We had a great month in November, actually, our best month ever in terms of sales, and partly down to our Black Friday sale. So one thing we can do with this new software is we can have sales, actual sales, and we couldn't do that with Earth's Commerce because there was a problem with PayPal that when you discounted stuff, PayPal couldn't round up the figures. So if I don't know, say you added a 10% discount on something, and suddenly PayPal would read that with more than 2 decimal places. So does that make sense? So I'm trying to think of a good example. If something was I don't know, £1.59, and you took 10% off. Oh god, I can't even do the maths. But you know that wouldn't leave a round number. That would be something. That would be like a decimal. That makes sense. And then PayPal was reading them as that instead of rounding them up, and then it just never worked. It just killed itself. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. It just didn't work. I say that. It's too hard to explain. Some of you might understand what I'm saying. But that's no such issue on this new one. And we've got loads of sale items. We've got over 100 items now in our little sales category that are just that we've discounted, and there'll be more and more. Every time I've been raising prices of stuff, I've been discounting other items as well. And yeah, that really helps to try and shift some of the sale items. So yeah, there'll be more sales in the future. It won't just be Black Friday, and we'll try and do some other sales. And we can do specific sales to certain categories. Oh, excuse me. So if we want a big 40k sale, we could do that, or a big Age of Sigmar sale, or just a big Space Marine sale, and we can do that. That's no trouble at all. What else have we got on my little thingy? I think that's pretty much it. There's probably something I've missed for this year, but this video is getting quite long now anyway. So the next thing to talk about is going into next year, I suppose. Just more of the same from us. Obviously, the new Krieg are coming, the new Emperor's Children are coming, loads of Eldar stuff, so we'll be needing to make some space for that. We need to get some more of our storage cabinets in to house all of that stuff. We've got lots of Empire kits returning, plus a couple of others that we're going to add back onto the site. The Empire Cannon will be coming back, and the General kit, which has always been one of my favourites, that'll be making a return, so I'll be putting an order in for all of that stuff when it goes up on pre-order. It's Saturday, I think. So yeah, really cool. I'm hoping to set up a better hobby space and somewhere I can film from a bit better, because this is just a temporary little setup that I've got here. That's going to be a project. I'll probably film that. I've already made a few little starts on that, but it's not something I'm going to do till the spring. But there was a lot of planning required on that, and I've actually been 3D printing a little model of the new hobby room that I'm going to be setting up, just try and see if everything fits, and I'll draw up some drawings to go with that as well. So yeah, hopefully that'll be quite cool. I'm still not 100% sure on how I'm going to lay everything out yet. And then in regards to this YouTube channel, I've got a few videos planned already. There'll be a few coming out over the next couple of weeks. One I've already filmed and edited, which is ready to go. And there'll be a few others as well. Maybe if the channel grows big enough, we'll go back to having a Patreon again, but I'm not sure. That's another thing actually I didn't mention. We did used to have a Patreon where we'd ship people like random bits bags every month. And that's just sort of... That was just a way of having a monthly subscription thingy. So that might be something we could look into doing again, possibly, but we'll see. But with the whole thing with Europe, probably having ship rewards probably wouldn't be a great idea, because then the whole continent of people can't really participate in that. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos. So I'm filming this now on the 23rd. I'm probably going to upload it today as well, or if not tomorrow. And yeah, I'm enjoying a couple of weeks off from the business. We always close for a couple of weeks over Christmas. It's my chance to recharge. I don't take a lot of time off over the year, so it's a good time now to recharge. And yeah, just enjoy Christmas and the New Year. So all that's left to say is have a nice Christmas and a New Year. I'll see you all again in the next video.